Yeah. You back with another episode of Take Me Out This Chat. It's Bucky, Chef Marv, and homie Jeez.
Yeah.
What's up, fellas?
What it do?
We back home.
Headquarters. Felt good to be home, man. Real rap.
All right. Tonight we got a special guest with us. A very needed guest. We got the homie Derek Gunner.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, that's my folks right there.
We appreciate you coming
And we appreciate you coming in, man.
Hey, listen, y'all better tune in tonight, because we going deep. We going there tonight. We going there tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we even get started, please make sure you stop what you're doing and jump over to our YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal is to reach 1,000. Please make sure you jump over to our YouTube channel if you haven't and hit that subscribe button. As while you're over there, make sure you hit that notify bell. That way when we go live, you're notified. And after you're done that, make sure you go to our IG and our Facebook at Take Me Out This Chat. You know what time it is, man. Show that love. But back to what we were talking about. Hey, brother, do you mind telling the folks about yourself? Tell them who you are.
Yeah, well, basically, my name is Derek Gunner, and I have my own nonprofit organization. It's really based out of Kansas City, Missouri. You know,
Okay.
and what our goal is what we do is we help with the bond of men and women, bringing our people home, and
Okay.
then also we help with child support payments. You know, and we also help with the payments of your legal fees, so you don't have to stand in front of the judge with a court-appointed attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know,
that's important.
You know, because we really understand. You know, with my story and everything that I've been through. You know, I understand the coerced plea bargaining. When you don't have an attorney, you're either gonna take a plea or you're gonna do some time.
Yeah.
Listen,
Facts.
You hear it?
like I said, we got some deep stuff tonight.
Right. And with that being said, tell them about yourself. Tell them a little bit about your story.
Well, yeah, I'm just going to kind of give you the rough draft. Really, if you want to read the whole entire story, you can go to www.tellmewhoministries.com, or you can also YouTube tellmewhoministries.com.
Okay.
But basically, just in a nutshell, I'm just going to give you a little bit because I'm writing a book and there's a whole bunch of
Can't
demographics.
give too much.
Yeah.
And I think that this is going to be not just one conversation. This will be an ongoing conversation. I believe I'll probably be back.
Right.
You know, but so we'll just give you in a nutshell. You know, I was falsely accused, you know, of sexual assault to a child. You know, but let me kind of tell you about how it happened when I was arrested.
Okay.
I was in my bedroom, and police came in. They told me to shut up. So I did. You know, put me in a police car. They take me down to the police station, and I go to use my cell phone. I noticed that I can't use it, so I check it, and the chip is missing out of my phone.
All right.
Okay, so I find that odd, you know. So then I'm trying to bond out. So I'm looking for my credit cards, debit cards, and things like that. All those things are missing out of my wallet. So now I'm like, dang, you know what? You know
What's
Yeah,
going
what's
on?
going on?
Yeah.
Conspiracy.
What's going on? I got my keys, but I ain't got my car keys.
All right.
Right.
You know, I mean, just everything was just stripped from me.
Damn.
Yeah, you know, and so so they booked me on this false allegation, you know, sexual assault, you know, and then when I bonded out, come to find out that I worked for the same company for 16 years. I worked for LabCorp. We worked in a laboratory. You know, I made decent money.
Right.
And so what they did was they took the chip out of my phone. The reason why they did that, because me and my accuser had the same phone. And so if you take the chip out of my phone and put it in their phone, and I would save all of my passwords. So now she's got my 401k. She got all 5 of my bank accounts. And so the very, very next day, took the chip, plugged into my bank accounts, and switched everything, all of my money, over to her account.
So, to go in a little deeper, you know, just give them a little background. Did you have a relationship with the accuser?
Absolutely, I did.
Okay.
Absolutely, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then and that's really not even the end. So like I did say so then my 401k was also in my phone. So once I lost my job because I couldn't bond out,
Right.
you know that you can cash that 401k in.
Yeah.
And so after a month of me being locked up in the county jail, they stole that, every single penny, you know. They also got credit cards in my name, sold my cars, clothes, and jewelry. So and then I bonded out February 4th of 2018, and I had one house shoe on and boxer shorts.
Before I cut you off, before you go any further, all right, I got it. Because this, when you said your chip was missing,
Right.
your card was missing, your car keys was missing, but they removed these objects. They ain't just take them, take your whole phone. They ain't just take your whole wallet. They ain't take all. They just removed. Who did that? Her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's wicked.
So she kind of knew, like,
she set it up.
Yeah,
He was asleep. She must have made the police report while you were asleep.
I'm thinking like, all right, because you know sometimes the law might try to do some funny shit
you was thinking
too.
the law did some goofy shit. All right, I got
After
you.
she had already, got everything she needed.
Right.
Yeah.
So she been plotting on this for a while.
Yeah, well, hindsight, I definitely see that because I was always the type that did the same thing. I come up with my wallet in the same spot.
Yep.
I put my keys here, and and I worked a lot of hours.
Creature habit.
Yeah. So it was easy for her to, to do these things. Yeah. So basically, I bonded out, and this is the really really messed up part. My first bond was $50,000.
Okay.
And so once I bonded out, I'm on my way back to Kansas City.
Right.
And my niece calls me and says, your bond is revoked. You got to go back. So the bond saw that my bond was too small. He revoked that bond and he raised it to $100,000. So I'm on a plane coming here knowing that now I got to go back.
Yeah.
And then so I called a bonding company and they say, man, we keeping the 50. So I had to start from scratch, all over again, And so I knew at that time, man, it was just a rough time, and I was suicidal.
Right.
Man, what? Like,
I can I see. Yeah.
Can you imagine, bro, escaping what is a nightmare, like, in a way?
Yeah.
Because you ain't fully escaped that nightmare. You
Right.
just kind of like, all right, let's see how this plays out type shit.
But you can do it
ain't
from home.
nothing.
Yeah.
But you can go home and be in the comfort of your own home.
Mm-hmm.
To get that call to have to go back.
Yeah.
So,
And to get burned out of 50,000.
Fuck your head up. Well, that'll
yeah.
fuck your head all the way up,
Crazy
bro.
thing is, not only, are you dealing with a spite? I'm assuming, the lady, the girl, she was spiteful, or for whatever reason, that's your personal information.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
business,
I believe
but-
that'll be on, like, as we continue to talk, let's just talk about one thing at a time.
We'll get to that.
We're gonna
The
get
topic
to
at
yeah,
hand.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, but anyway, you want to tell us a little more about your nonprofit and how
Yeah,
can you get into that a
absolutely.
little bit?
We've already bonded out one man, from jail.
Okay.
We're dealing with another young lady that we're helping, and because we don't just deal with cases like
Hold
mine.
on. Let's go back to more about, before we go into that, I want to know more about, because you can't just say you were suicidal and not explain how you came out of that.
Oh yeah, all right,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, I want to hear how you
Oh,
came
yeah.
out of that
Yeah,
stage
well,
in your
let me
life and
tell
how
you.
that mindset.
And
because
it kind of
somebody may need that.
It kind of runs into our organization. We fight against the mugshot law, okay? And we believe that no mugshot should be public record until you're proven guilty.
Right.
Because you can get arrested tonight for anything, and then tomorrow your face is all over Facebook, all over the world.
Yeah, and people are automatically going to assume that you're a criminal.
That you're a
you know what I
criminal.
mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but it's
Absolutely.
the exact opposite.
Correct.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
So let me tell you the story. So suicidal. So I come home.
Right.
And I'm happy, and I haven't been alone because I'm in the jail and I got people around me. I come home and I got family around me,
Right.
and now I got to go back.
Okay.
So I go back and some people from the church and a whole bunch of people put some money up and put me up in a real nice hotel. I was in the Hilton, had big TV, big bed, and pool table downstairs, but I couldn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Your
mind was.
Yeah, my mind was messed up. So there was a Walmart across the street, and so I went to the Walmart and I bought some antifreeze, and then I bought the biggest thing of sleeping pills you could possibly buy, and I think there's 48 in that pack, and then plus I had anxiety, so I had anxiety medication, and so I took a liter bottle of Coke, and I poured the antifreeze in it, put the top on it, and I knew that I was gonna kill myself, you know. And so a day or two passed. I'm in the room. I'm like, I gotta get out this room. I gotta get out this room, you know. So I called an Uber, and I remember because the movie Black Panther had just came out, and so I went to see the movie, and I had been talking to my son, you know, and so I sat down and I called my son, and he didn't answer the phone.
Yeah.
And then I started to realize this is the first time I've been to the movies by myself in 26 years. You know what I'm saying? You know? And just that alone feeling, man. So I said, man, tonight's the night.
Now, before you continue on, do you feel like, you know, because like when you know, you're falsely accused of, you know, sexual abuse or, you know, that type of crime, do you feel like people were like kind of like turning their backs on you a little bit and like you without even hearing your side of the story, you know what I mean? And that kind of could have led to how you were feeling, like, because it's kind of like when, you know, if somebody says that, you know, especially sexual abuse of a minor,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
People hear that automatically. They don't even want to hear your side of the story. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they're.
You shouldn't put yourself in that position in the first place.
You know what I mean? But
that's
you know,
where they're at with it.
You
like, you know what I'm
didn't
saying?
do anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it's like, I'm sure your closest family members, or, you know, the ones, friends and family closest to you who really know you, probably, you know, they hear you and they believe what you got to say. But I'm sure you probably were shocked. A few people were like,
well, you know, at first, no, actually, let me back up, man, because I remember calling my mom from jail, you know, and I said, Mom, I'm locked up, you know, but I knew that I was called for this at that very time. It's funny, man. It's like when God calls you, man, you know.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And so my mom, and I was telling her, I said, and she couldn't even say the name of the charge. And she said she couldn't even tell her friends, you know, when she was embarrassed.
Yeah.
You know, I said, Mom, look, you got to say the name of the charge. You got to tell the people what's happening, because it's a lie.
yeah,
You know, and one thing that you have to do is, if you have a Goliath, you got to know what the name of that Goliath is. You got to know who you fighting, so you know, so you know how to fight him.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so for me, man, you know, from day one, I was never afraid to tell anybody my story.
no, because you know you didn't do
Yeah,
that.
that probably came with a different
Yeah.
feeling of like, all right, listen.
When you know you didn't do nothing wrong, it comes
you
with it.
standing on that.
Yeah, like,
you
I don't give a damn
standing
what you
on
talking
that. You
about,
ain't
like, yeah.
bold and you ain't like, nigga, you lying. No, nigga, I
nigga,
ain't
no,
lying.
yeah.
I'm keeping it real.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. There ain't nothing you can do to me to make you
Right.
Tell me, you might be looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm looking at you like you're
That nigga,
crazy.
you crazy.
Like,
you know what I'm
What the
saying?
hell are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Right.
Like, yeah, but
Yeah, and so once I knew that I was called to do this, because everything that I write a lot, you know, and God, it was just me and him, you know, and I knew that I was going to start my own nonprofit, and now I have a passion, you know, now I have drive, I had a great job, but I had been there for so, you know, you be somewhere for so long, and you just the passion dies, you know, and stuff like that.
comfortable.
And I was getting
very comfortable.
yeah, and I was getting to the place where, you know, I was just getting bored with it, you know. And so now, you know, the ride, people think that I should be sad and hold my head down, but it's actually exciting, you know, to see, you know, what God's going to do with this, because I know it's going to be big, you know, but my dreams, you know, what I think is big ain't big compared to what God got for me. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Real quick, so how'd you pull yourself out of that state? Like,
Well,
how'd you go from, all right,
I'm ready to drink a bottle of antifreeze.
tonight's the night to,
Oh,
you know what? Nah, I got a purpose on my hands.
Well,
Like,
let's-
this is God's work. This ain't mine.
well, before that, let's talk about this night, and because this goes along with the mugshot. Okay, this goes along with the reason why we fight against the mugshot law. So, so I got back to my room. Remember, I said I went to the movies. I get back to the room, and tonight's the night. I'm killing myself tonight. So I get there, and I took all 48 ZQL, popped them, right? Then I had
You trying to go sleep?
yeah.
Sleep.
And then I had my anxiety medication, took all them, right? And then the goal was, when I got tired, I was gonna drink that antifreeze, and then I was just gonna go to sleep, and that was gonna be it, So I woke up. I went to sleep before I could drink the antifreeze, and when I woke up, I was mad. I was still here, But I was messed up, man. I had took so much medication, man. I was hallucinating. I was messed up, and so I'm sitting there, and I said, I gotta get out this room. So I just started walking, and I'm walking so long, and I'm in a whole nother part of Dallas that I had never been in before. Plus, I was messed up. So I walked so long that day turns to night, and now I'm lost, and then the police get behind me, okay? And now remember, they revoked my bond, so now I got this warrant out for my arrest. So they put me in handcuffs, they take me down, and then click, that's the mugshot. And see, nobody knows the story behind the mugshot. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody, and all they see is what's underneath the mugshot, but they don't know the pain that I was going through.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They don't know that I was suicidal, man. Yeah.
So, what ended up happening, like, with your case? What ended up
With my
happening?
case, but yeah. So let's dig into that. So I took a plea because I faced 25 to life.
So you ended up taking a plea.
I took a plea. Now check this out. So I faced 25 to life. All right. I had a court-appointed attorney, and so, and my court-appointed attorney, man, she told me to shut up. She told me this is going to go the way she wants it to go. She just dogged me out, man.
She didn't work on your behalf.
Not at all.
You think she was biased?
Absolutely, and she pumped fear into me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? she never spoke life into me. She
Yeah.
told me the fact that they stole your money, the judge is going to throw that out. This is what she tells me. But he's going to throw that out because you're on trial, they're not on trial. The fact
Still
that
illegal.
I'm just trying to tell you this
Yeah,
is what I mean by so. And I'm really trying. I have so much to say, but this is what I mean by the coerced plea bargaining. It comes from they're a family.
Right.
Okay, you get it? They're a family.
I have experience in the court system.
Yeah, and so, and I use this analogy all the time.
Right.
So, all of us are family. If somebody comes in here and they, no, we just hear rumbling downstairs, and we go downstairs and we see that it's our family getting jumped. We're gonna go down there and we're gonna whoop their butt, and we're gonna ask questions later.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Okay, so it's the same thing when you go into the justice system. Okay, it's all family, from the policing to the judge to the DA to the prosecutor. You see what I'm saying? So when you get put into that system, and your public defender. Okay,
They all work in the same office building.
Let's not get it twisted. Paid lawyers too. They all eat lunch together.
This is what it be though. They all took that bar exam together. They all took them night classes together. That's how they really be knowing
they know
each
the work
other.
they put in together.
For all them to learn that law, at some point
Listen,
they've crossed paths.
Defense attorneys don't get paid unless there's crimes.
Right.
Prosecutor doesn't get paid unless there's crimes. Judges don't get paid. It's a system, and like you said, to give you a little bit of like where I can relate is, the sad part about it is they want to scare you. Like a person who understands the law,
Right.
certain things aren't going to scare you because at the end of the day, like they have to follow certain guidelines. But
Right.
their whole thing to get a conviction is they want you to plead out, even if the evidence isn't substantial. Nobody's there to help you and say, you know what, the evidence here isn't substantial.
Right.
We're just gonna throw this out.
Right.
They'll never do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If we committed a crime tonight, us four, you know what I'm saying? You three could have had nothing to do with it, but they're going to charge all four of us with what I did, right?
Yep, and have us plead
and
out.
they're not going to drop y'all charges until I plead out.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
They use us as co-defendants to use each other use us against each other.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, in other words, if your buddy did it, have him say he did it, and we'll let y'all loose.
Yeah.
And they use these cat and mouse games, like you said. Come on, you know you didn't do it, and your own appointed attorney is telling you to
shut
plead
up.
out.
Yeah.
Shut up and plead out.
Right.
Because if not, if you take it to trial, we're going to roof you.
So how much time did you end up doing?
So I did no time.
Did no time.
I did county time. I was in the the first time I was in there for 3 months, and then I bonded out. Then I did another 3 months, and then I bonded out on $100,000.
So that tells you, from the common sense, they had no evidence.
That's right. That's right.
But
They keep letting you out. Right.
But they just simply wanted a conviction,
Yep.
yeah.
And they
which
wanted
led
some
to
money.
court fees,
Yeah.
court costs, and it led to, like you said, when you're going to this, it led to you getting on probation
Right.
and locking you into the system for something you didn't even
So
do.
think about
Right.
go back to where he's talking about how they revoked his bond and increased his bond with no evidence, and
Right.
this man did some county time, and you know what I'm saying. Like you think about how systematic that goes. Like they went that far to let you out, to tell your ass to come back,
Right.
and still let your ass out again.
Like,
Man, listen, it's really
get $150,000 out
and I
of
know
you.
you're not.
Everybody gotta get some money out of this.
You
man.
know,
Everybody's getting ground
and
points.
I just want to make this statement, because I have so many things. I don't know if you've heard of the Brian Banks story, but he was falsely accused, and he took a plea bargain because he was facing big numbers.
Right.
So he took a plea bargain, man. I believe it was 5 years in penitentiary time, then 5 years on probation, and he said that he did something that he did not do because they were gonna give him football jersey numbers.
Listen,
Yeah. That's insane.
when you're facing trial, the first thing they tell you, anybody who's had experience with the course, they tell you you're going to do the maximum amount of time of this sentence.
Right.
Impossible.
Right.
And it's sad, you know what I'm saying? Because do 25 years or take this probation.
Right.
Hell no, I don't want to take this probation. Forget the probation. I don't want this charge on my record.
Right.
That's
Right.
You understand what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
want that shit on my jacket.
But I can't knock what you did because this court system's already not in your favor. So it's like, what am I going to do? Walk in here and go to trial and something's going to change?
Right.
And now the judge is going to hit the gravel and tell me 20 years upstate? The gavel.
Yeah. Yeah. But let me, just on that, I have some information here, and it goes with what you're saying, and I just want to read this. This is some things that I'm studying, So it says, American prosecutors are equipped with a fearsome array of tools they use to extract confessions and discourage people from exercising their right to a jury trial. And these tools, they include charge stacking, charging more and more serious crimes than the conduct really merits. They have mandatory minimum sentences, and then they have the pre-trial detention with unaffordable bails. Unaffordable bails, and
That's
then
insane.
and then they have the so-called trial penalty, which means if we go to trial, if you make us take you to trial, if you make us spend this money, if you make us do this, we're gonna get that money out of you because you doing 50 years.
So we charge your ass, and then we gonna charge you more if you challenge what we charge you.
That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like if you challenging what I'm telling you,
challenging this bullshit we
I'ma
charge
double
you with.
I'm gonna double it.
Now I'm gonna double it. Just
Yeah.
because I had to go through all this, we had
If you
to.
gonna make me do my job, I'm a double
You
it.
see what I'm saying? And so what a plea bargain, and check us out. So what a plea bargain does, and this is what a plea bargain does. And just so you know, 97% of all verdicts are plea bargains.
I already know that.
Okay, 3% go to trial. Okay, the 3% are the rich. You know, and so when you take that plea, that's a guilty plea, right? And so check out what the plea does. One of the biggest things that it does, it hides the misconduct of the law enforcement. Everything that they've done that is wrong is swept up under the rug. You see what I'm saying?
Yep, because all that goes away.
Because none of that stuff is getting picked apart and coming to the light until it goes to trial.
Right.
I just had an argument with one of my friends about this. He was, something happened in the neighborhood. That's neither here nor there. It was on video. And I told him, I said, I watched the video. I understand the law. He's not going to jail. Oh, yes, he is. It's Montgomery. What does it matter if it's Montgomery County? We see the clear, blatant evidence right here.
Right.
He didn't commit a crime. Some of the other people did commit a crime. But it wasn't a instance based where they could charge him with a conspiracy. It was a random event. If we pull up and a fight occurs, right, and I'm knuckling, and you get out the car and shoot, I'm not going to jail. Now they'll probably charge us.
Right, they're gonna charge you off.
Figure it out, right?
But me understanding the law, it's not like we planned a home invasion and then you shot somebody and now we're tied together in a conspiracy.
Right.
But this was a random event. Me knowing the law, I don't have to tell who you were or who did what. I shut my mouth.
Yeah.
And when it all shakes down, and this is the thing, people don't want to go because it's bullshit.
So,
like he said, I'm gonna get charged when they know damn well they have nothing to charge me, but they want me to tell on you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So they get their conviction. They're gonna make us pay these outrageous ass bills. Now I gotta pay outrageous ass lawyer money that we don't have.
Right.
You understand? Now I gotta deal with anxieties and different mental stresses for the next 12 to 24 months while my case gets dragged out and dragged out and dragged out and dragged
you
out.
in the counties dealing with all types
You
of county
understand what I'm
bullshit.
saying? These are all
types of
exactly
shit.
what you read. I've been through this bullshit.
So you said something. You said keep your mouth shut.
Right.
That's something that we don't teach. That starts in. We just talked about that. We starts in
Education,
the home, right?
yeah, education.
That's something. A lot of this is a lack of awareness. Period. Because in my mind, you don't see too many YouTubers or documentaries or TV shows that educate you on how to deal with interactions with the law. There's no education system out there. It's nonprofits. It's people doing that.
But why isn't there? Because like he just said, the system is designed to create fear.
Right.
And the system is designed so when they do illegal ass shit or have lacking of evidence, they use chess moves and
they still use them.
Use fear. They instill fear. And a person who doesn't have money for an attorney, a person who doesn't know the court systems, they instill fear in you.
Right.
So what does that go back on then? Telling people to shut up and not to be rude, but shut the fuck up because that starts.
Than that.
It is, but
deeper than that.
But now that we know that and we're all fathers and parents now, you teach your children to shut up no matter what the circumstances are, because at the end of the day, you let that lawyer or that attorney speak for you before you incriminate yourself.
I can tell you from personal experience, with my first encounter with the law, I would have walked out of there at the preliminary with no charges. If I would have just shut my mouth, just remain calm, shut my mouth, didn't say nothing. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
The statement I gave incriminated myself and gave me a charge, and I didn't go to jail, but it ended up putting me on a 2-year probation, which could have led to me future going to jail because I was still, regardless. I was still out here in the mix as a young man, and police profile young black men.
But bro, that shut up ain't just a.
And the reason why they they profile all blacks in general. But what I'm telling you is from my personal experiences. Now that I'm older, I have my own money. I have more experience. I've been around. I notice how the police address me when I come in police encounterments. It's a lot different than when I was 21 years old over at Walnut and Adams. When I was 20 years old over on Charlotte, the motherfuckers used to pull up and violate our rights right from the door.
Right from the door.
From the door because we're young kids. We don't know no better.
That comes from the education. But that shut up ain't a soft shut up, bro. It ain't a shut up and let me just say this or answer this question. No, that's I'm not saying a damn word. That's how... You got to teach your children and act yourself.
You know what they told me?
You can't say nothing.
You know what they told me? If you don't give a statement, you're going to jail. I don't know no better.
Exactly.
I believe I'm a 19-year-old kid.
Right.
And I didn't rat or tell on nobody. I ratted on myself.
Right.
Straight up, I tell you straight up.
I need to clear the air. I ain't no rat.
No, I mean, I don't.
It was on my damn self.
I'm comfortable within myself. But you know what I mean. But
no,
that's
but I
why,
feel what you're saying.
That's why I like I love what you're bringing to the table because, like me and Mark talked about it. I haven't come across too many people who are fighting. Right now, and that's a big topic, the fighting of the injustices. You know, Meek was on the push with that. There's a lot of different people collaborating with that, and it's hitting the sore spot that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah. So our goal, man, is to make more people comfortable with going to trial, having a lawyer that's really going to fight for you. You know what I'm saying? Getting you out. You know, so that you're not in jail, you know, sucking up that jailhouse mentality and that jailhouse talk, you know, that, you know, and then bring you home to your family so you can work, so you can pay for your attorney.
Right.
Your mission is to level the playing field, son.
Right.
Absolutely.
Let's level out this playing field so we can protect our rights.
Right. Have you ever thought about this? Another goal would be for the prosecutor, right, to be a whole separate entity. You know how sometimes, like if you have
a third party.
Yeah, like a third party. Right. Like if you have a lawsuit or something like that, there's somebody that's in the middle that's not biased to either party. You see what I'm saying?
That's a very good
You know,
point.
and so if we can have our prosecutors and our DAs and everybody separate instead of them being a family.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I
think that less
almost
people,
like a competition,
almost like
why
are you trying to? Why is your competition to lock more people up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But we know, you know, where this really began to stem from. You know what I mean? And it really hit hard. You know, when the late '80s, mid '80s.
Right.
You know, the crack era.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Ronald Reagan.
You know.
That's when it happened.
No, seriously.
Seriously, Ronald Reagan. This is what, and I don't even want to get onto this, but this is what a lot of people forget. A lot of people like to jump to Bill Clinton's bill, right? And his bill was shit. But right before that was a Ronald Reagan bill where he was charging motherfuckers 20 times the amount for a gram of crack as it was for a kilo of powder. Yeah. And you know why that was? Because the hood was using crack, and powder was a party drug.
Right.
So from the time that Ronald Reagan put that in to now we got Clinton with the 3 strike. Come on, man! Like it became.
They made a ton of money off.
And we got the private
off
systems.
labor. Off the private prisons. You know, the governments pay the private prison. We know all that, but the thing is, why is it still stemming today?
Why is it still stemming? Man, that's a great question.
Why?
It's systematic,
because
man. You know why?
Awareness.
But it's the money, bro.
Yeah, it's the money.
It's all about the Benjamin.
So basically, man, we need more of us, you know, to stand by each other. But the media, they know how to have these key words. You know, you know, if you take rape, and put a picture of somebody up. I mean, people run from you. I mean, you know, I hate talking about other people's cases because all I know is mine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but you know they wouldn't even take pictures with Bill Cosby. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody just totally runs from you. You know, or murder. You know, what'd he do? You know what I'm saying? You know, he did it, but was it self-defense?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's why everybody needs proper representation. I mean, I want to tell you a story about a girl that I know. I'm not going to say her name. That we're working with. She's 25 years old. Okay, and she was drunk. You know, when she was outside of her car, had her music playing loud, and she had her kids inside the car. Okay.
Okay.
And she's twerking. Police pulled up. Okay, so what they did was they arrested her and they charged her. Okay, they drunken in public. They even gave her a DUI. She wasn't even driving. But the worst one was child endangerment. So now she's at risk of losing her children. Now, should a 25-year-old, you know what I'm saying? Should a 25-year-old lose their kids, and should kids that are that young, you know that they're young, should they be put into the system?
No.
Should they? No. Hell no.
No.
You know, and I'm just saying, if I were a cop and I seen just a situation like that where somebody's twerking and, you know, they a little lit, hey, go home.
Right.
But you know what that really comes down to? The cops aren't from our communities.
No, what happened down in Atlanta?
You know what I mean? Perfect example, down in Atlanta.
We was down in Atlanta. We pulled up, and you know we was trying to have a good time. So we had a bottle, dog water with us.
Yeah, right.
And we see this black, muscular ass cop walking up the street, and I'm like, yo. The crazy part is, boy probably talked to us before he tried to lock us up. Sure enough, we down the parking lot.
Right.
He ended up walking up on us. He's like, come on, fellas, don't give me a heart.
Yeah,
but
right.
up here,
we would have got
booked.
Yeah,
we would have been down in Montgomery County trying to get out in Q-Pod, trying, you know what I'm saying, like over some bullshit.
Right.
And that's the crazy part. Like,
but that's the big difference, bro. Not
difference.
knowing the community, not being from the community, not willing to understand the community.
That cop ain't feel the need to lock us up for nothing like that.
Yeah, for
Would you
what?
lock somebody up and ready to take their children away from them because they was twerking?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she needs proper representation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, and so, you know, these are the type of people that we wanna stick by. You know, I wanted to make a just kind of off the cuff. You know, I want to go back kind of to my case and what really, because I was going to trial.
Okay.
You know, everybody in my team, I have a tremendous team. You know, and we were going to trial. But when we found out that we didn't have a damn attorney, and your attorney's telling you, nigga, we about to lock you up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, then your mind has to start changing gears and be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You know? But this is there was a guy, and I'm not going to say his name, but this is what he told me. He said, would you rather, he said, Derek, I know you didn't do this. He said, man, I see how you talk. I see your passion. I see all these things. He said, but just listen to me clear. He was a private investigator, and his wife was an attorney. And he said, time and time again, I've gone into the courtroom knowing it's going to be a slam dunk, knowing that my client was innocent, right? And he gets walked away in handcuffs. And he told me several stories. And so this is his statement to me. He said, would you rather, because he knew I was starting my nonprofit. I started my nonprofit when I was on bond.
Right.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, as soon as I stepped out,
Right.
I was selling plasma. You know what I'm saying? To get this thing started.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's how much I know. That's how much I believe in it, you know? But he said, would you rather tell your story to 12 people and then walk away in handcuffs? He said, or would you rather take this plea and tell your story to the world? So I really had to take that into consideration. You see what I'm saying? You know, and I had to chew on it. And it's a hard pill to swallow, man. You know,
sure it was.
You know, to stand in front
He's
of
speaking fear into you. Do you think in your mind, if he would have spoken to you in a different mindset, basically like, you know what, I'm rocking with you, and not even mention the whole other scenarios, would you have went to trial? Because in the reality, he may have did you a favor, but he still, in my mind, he spoke fear into you.
But I don't feel like it was fear.
It was fear.
No, because
What you think it was?
No, because he told him. He said, you know, as a defense attorney, I went into plenty of situations confident and pumping confidence into my clients.
Right.
Where there wasn't substantial evidence, and the system is you know, it's not a level playing field, and all he's saying is, why risk? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything that you just came out your mouth and said is speaking fear into somebody. And no matter how you look at the level, if I come at you and tell you, no, hold on, listen to me, hear me. No, it's not. It's not the same. If you tell me you feel you're 100% innocent on something, and I tell you, yeah, but you need to also remember this, and this could happen, and this could happen, all that.
Yeah,
he's speaking. He's basically feeding fear into you. Now, if he would have changed his narrative and said, you know what, I'm 100% behind you. Let's. How can we figure this out? I'm asking you.
I got
would you have still
though.
taken that plea deal?
With him even being 100% behind you, and you understanding how the system works against black folks, you would have been comfortable still going.
That's what I'm saying. When you know you're 100% innocent, you're probably going to want to go to trial, bro. Like, I'm just saying in my mind.
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm just asking. If you're in that position,
I'm just asking.
Like, and it's hard to say that because we're not. You feel what I'm saying? And you're facing, you're putting.
I hear what you're saying.
And even if we did flip it, just think about it. Right now, and I'm telling you, we're flipping the narrative.
I'm asking him, would he have changed his mind on going to plea deal or going to trial if he would have heard something different from his lawyer? Because he's telling us right now that influenced his decision.
It definitely did. It definitely did. And one thing I do want you guys to, you really got to understand, you can Google this right now. I lived in the richest county in Dallas. It's called Rockwall, Texas. You know, and so the biggest thing was that, you know, they were telling me, you're not going to be judged by your peers. Right. You know, and he gave me this scenario too. He said, this is what it's going to look like. The jury's going to walk out and they're going to sit down. And they're going to say, okay, there's the judge, there's the prosecutor, and they're going to see everybody, and then they're going to look at this black man and say, what'd he do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, already, ain't heard nothing.
What'd he do? Right.
What that nigga do? You know what I'm saying? You know, and so I'm hearing every day, and some days and one thing that I did do, and I want to release this. I need a new cinematographer, you know, for our organization. But every day, man, I recorded every day what I was going through. Some days I was crying. Some days I was upbeat. Some days I was, you know, I'm walking to give plasma. Some days I'm hungry. Some days I lived under a bridge. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know. Oh, and oh man, I got to talk about this. So we want to start a law that's similar to FMLA. You know what that is? The Family Medical Leave Act, right? And it protects people who are sick, you know, from losing their job. You take as much time off as you need. And so what I mean by similar, I'm tired of people having an allegation today, and then tomorrow they say, well, today I got to step down from my position. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. But so how do you fight if you don't have income to pay for an attorney? You know what I'm saying? And so, but this is kind of a segue into something else. I was in a homeless shelter. I'm not gonna name the name, and they come and they tap me at 4:00 in the morning and say, "Hey man, you gotta go." I'm like, I ain't got nowhere to go. You know, I ain't got nowhere to go. Well, we seen your mugshot. Now I'm still awaiting trial. I'm not guilty, innocent, anything. You know, but they still kick me out.
It's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? So there's got to be some laws that protect these men. I'm gonna say men and women. You know,
absolutely.
And you know, the reason why I named it Men and Women United Ministries is because I went through a time when I hated women.
Right.
I mean, I hated them, dog. You know, because if you could, I just seen the evil in them. You know, I hated kids.
Right.
You know, and so the first name was MFASA, which was Men Falsely Accused of Sexual Assault. That's what I named it first. But once God softened my heart and said, "Man, you're not gonna get nowhere. unless you forgive, you know what I'm saying? Unless you,
Exactly.
and unless your heart is soft, unless you're humble, unless you're, you know what I'm saying? That's the only way.
It's important, man.
That's the only way that I can work with you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so I changed the name, Men and Women United Ministries, and so we help men and women.
Right.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. You had a quote that, I feel as though is a major gem.
Yeah, basically, Brian Banks, he was falsely accused, and I think I talked about him earlier, but his attorney made a statement, man, that is so profound, and I'm gonna read it. He says, "The system is broken if it's gotten to the point that innocent people are taking plea deals."
Say it again.
Yeah,
Say that again. Say that again.
The system is broken if it's gotten to the point that innocent people are taking plea deals.
Hey, man. Welcome
They just
to
want to
America.
come. Niggas just want to come home. That's how sad it is. You got innocent niggas and plea deals.
They just want to come
get
home, bro.
And you know what the saddest shit be to me when I see on TV, when you see them motherfuckers that got charged for murder back in 1986 and that was DNA or whatever.
They give
And
them
didn't-
They give them
and
500, right?
No, they be giving them like $1 million. But that shit though, $1 million ain't worth 30 years of your
My
life.
life. Fuck no.
It's not, man.
Like, you break that shit down, they really paying you like $6 an hour.
And
like,
I understand.
Fuck you.
They be
Like,
coming out
fuck
happy,
that.
just they can't change their pretenses. But I probably would have came out snapping.
You know what? Hold on.
Real talk,
Before y'all go, right? I've been reading this book, and it brought up the story about Hurricane Carter, and we all know Denzel played his role. And when he went to jail, he did like 20 years or something like that, and he finally came home. He didn't accept no money. He didn't accept nothing because he felt like that would have been like almost like a plea of guilt.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So like his mindset was he wasn't a prisoner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He just lived there. He wasn't. He told them, "You ain't gonna treat me like a prisoner. You ain't gonna do that. I'm not accepting no visits, no like he just. It was just a mindset where he just wasn't having it, dog. And he said, "You know what? I ain't accepting none of that.
Right.
Y'all keep that money because I wasn't here. At the end of the day, like, it was crazy. It was a crazy man. I'm telling you, man. Some of
That's
that
crazy.
Shit,
He just played
deep,
kept it out of
man.
his mind.
It's deep, man. It's deep, but we gonna switch it up, man, because we went in on that topic, but I'm really enjoying this topic, the child support topic, because not only do you do the nonprofit with men and falsely accusations as far as just different charges, but you also help people deal with child support.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And how I got on that, I do these things called barbershop hops, where we go into barbershops and we pay for everybody's haircut. And we talk about, I tell them our story. And we teach them about justice, injustice, and so I'm really into, what's your story?
Right.
Exactly.
And the biggest story that I'm hearing is child support.
Right.
And I'm just gonna tell you two real quick stories, man. And I've heard many, but these are the two that stick out. I had a friend of mine. He got arrested. Let me back up. He made great money. Okay. He had $50,000 in child support that he was behind in. Okay. In like 3 years, man, he was making so. He had 4 businesses. He paid that child support down to $1,600.
Okay.
Okay. So then they lowered his payments to $50 a month. Right. COVID hit. All his businesses suffered, but he still got to live. He got to maintain rent at his. At all of his places, his mortgage, and all of those things, right?
Right.
So, but he missed the one payment. They put a warrant out for his arrest, right? So he says, okay, I'm gonna stand in front of the judge because right now it's COVID, and I think I can just talk to the judge. So he stands before the judge, and he says, look at my track record. I've paid all of this down in a short amount of time. COVID hit. My business has suffered. He said, I had COVID. My new wife has COVID. And even his old girlfriend who had the babies, that he had babies with, said, this is a good man. Right? They're all there, okay? The judge said, well, go over there and sign this paper, right? He said, well, Your Honor, I didn't get an attorney. I didn't get an attorney because I thought that with COVID and everything that you wouldn't understand. He said, bail, lock him up.
That's insane.
Over a couple dollars.
Over a couple, and you seen that his track record was good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the world says, and everybody knows that COVID is killing everybody.
It's what's it called? It's a pandemic.
Right.
It's a pandemic.
A crisis.
A crisis. And then I'll tell you another one. Then we'll move on. I got a friend who took care of a child for 20 years on child support. Come to find out that the girl knew that he wasn't the father, and the baby's daddy, the real daddy, knew, but they were still hitting him up for child support.
That's a cold fucking world, bro.
That's insane.
Yeah, but what do you do? I mean, can you get an attorney and go back and say,
there's nothing you can do.
Why isn't there?
For some
shit
this
like
is why I don't
that,
be down with the child support.
But basically, just to sum it all up, like what it sound, all it sound like to you, which all I heard in my mind, docket number. That's all you want.
A docket
number, bro.
Yeah.
All these stories revolve back to you
I'm
being
not
a
trying-
docket number.
I'm
They
not
don't care about your history and
I'm not
how
trying
good
to-
of a man you are and all that. They don't give a fuck about that.
Now, I'm not trying to make excuses for, bad fathers or just fathers, but not all fathers are bad fathers that fall behind on child support.
Nah, they're not.
Or mothers, because there are a few mothers on child support.
Right.
Majority of it
Majority is I found a
But
quote.
this is
I
what
found a
I'm
number.
gonna
Hold on. This is says 84% of child support providers are men.
But what I am going to say is, I feel like maybe if there were no child support, it would hold women more accountable to who they have sex with.
Nah,
it would hold them. It would hold them more accountable to birth control.
Nah,
And-
bro, you're crossing over into a lane that I ain't tapping into, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with a nigga taking care of his kids, bro. It don't. In my mind, you talking about who they sleep with and who they and contraceptives. Don't get the women started on the birth control, because there's a lot of women out
I
here.
do not
that
endorse this man
They
shit.
ain't about to let no man tell them whether they can have no child or not, bro. We can't do that. No, we can't do that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, there are some bad apples out here, though. Just like women say, there's some women out here making it hard for us. There's some badass fathers making it very hard for the good fathers out here. And the system, you can't knock the system against niggas like them, but the system doesn't have any discrimination.
So do you believe in child support?
Hold on. The system
What are you
doesn't-
saying?
The system does not have any discrimination. That's the problem, because those bad apples, those dads that ain't doing shit, that are on child support, that system may make sense for them. But that father that is doing something, that's carrying it, like you just said my man was doing, paying that money, opening businesses, the system doesn't discriminate. It ain't the child support issue. In my mind, it's the discrimination. They don't discriminate whether you're a good father or a bad. You're a docket number, bro.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Yeah. Just like in the system, just like everything else, you're a fucking docket number.
But why be on it? And for that cause, why even have it? Why be on it? Because what you're saying is, no matter if you're on top of your shit or you're not, at the end of the day, if you have to go to court and you're late on your payments or you do something that you're not supposed to be doing, you're a docket number, right?
Because it's not,
and
bro.
Even flip it on the other side, the female side. The dude's not paying the child support, so he's not getting nothing. All he's doing is getting the cops on his ass, right?
So what do you?
So why put him on there? Or he is paying the child support, and all he is doing is getting somebody on his ass.
Think about
so why is it there anyway?
Think about what I just said, though. The discrimination part about it, bro. There's some niggas out here.
Yeah, but
hold on. There's some niggas out here that ain't doing shit. And you're telling this shorty to chalk it up, hold yourself accountable.
No, I'm not
Nigga,
saying
you know how hard it is. That bitch, she may not make that much. She might make 40 grand a year. Hold herself accountable.
But
that's your fault because you.
But you just said he's not giving up shit.
But that's what I'm saying. The system makes
so
sense.
if he's not giving up shit, what's the point?
The system makes sense for people like that. Not the system where I gotta lock you up, but child support. Making somebody hold you accountable to pay makes sense for people like that. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for people that are doing. That's what I'm saying is the discrimination, bro. You cannot just sit here and chalk up And she
Man,
tell the
chalk
shorty to
child
chalk
support,
it up.
period then.
So what's the shorty supposed to do?
Chalk
Be on welfare,
My
living in
thing is,
public housing?
if a man is stepping up and doing what he needs to do, what is the point of it? You feel what I'm saying?
For that, I agree. Discrimination. For the man that ain't, what is?
So
is
my
there
thing is, if, on the other side of the coin, if he's not doing what he's supposed to do, even on child support, what is the point of the child
Bro,
support?
do you know how many niggas would
You
not
feel what I'm
take care
saying?
of their
Like,
kids right
either
now?
way,
if they're
either
working
he's
child
doing
support?
what he's supposed to do or he's not.
All right, so think about this.
Ultimately, the woman took him for child support from the door.
Bro, I'm not even on that. Listen to what I'm saying.
Like, that's what I'm telling you is
Hey,
like I see situations where the father wasn't in the picture at all,
Right.
and Shorty didn't go down there and file no child support, period.
Right.
Right, I got you.
So the fact that your baby mom took you for child support and she know you a good father, you doing what you can for the. Like, that's why I said we gotta hold the ladies accountable. They're the ones going down and filing child support.
And I want to get this point out across real quick. And when they do put the child support on the father, whatever the case may be, either consciously or subconsciously, it puts a strain on that relationship with that father and that child. Because like I was telling you earlier, it goes from a love transactional type of feel with your child to now it's a financial transaction. You feel what I'm saying? Every month I know I gotta pay. Like that doesn't. Like why? Like if I'm doing what I need to do, why?
In y'all minds, I've heard y'all's point. Mm-hmm. What's the resolution? What is the shorty supposed to do to resolve that? All right, make more money, or is that what you're going?
No, I'm saying no. I'm
make
not
better
saying
choices.
That. That's not
so
what I'm
for
saying.
the niggas,
I'm
hold
not
on. So
saying
for the
that.
guys that ain't doing shit, they're telling these shorties, oh, child support ain't not all right. What if they agree? What if they say, okay, all right, I'll take them off. What's their next step? Like, how do they make up for that?
If they live their life, fuck them. Like if you're saying they're like what I'm
if they
saying,
need that money,
listen. If you're telling me that on or off child support, the nigga's not doing shit, on or off. So what's the point of it? Is my point. Like, what is the point of it? Period. Go live your life, sis. Like, fuck bull. You've been living your life doing what you need to do. Fuck him.
I think
if he wants to join into his child's life at some point down the road, they kids see this shit.
I'm with Buck.
I hear you, and that's totally fine. But my mindset is, I think we've been programmed to think so negatively about. Not to say it's not negative. I want y'all to hear me. I'm not saying it's not a negative thing.
Nah,
but we've been taught to only focus on the negative stories about child support, about the women doing the men wrong stories. The women, like you just said, all the time, women going right to child support on the debt. That's exactly what you just said. Rewind.
No, all right. Let me say what I said, because that's exactly what I said, and you didn't listen to what I said. Why is a man on child support?
You said most women, majority of the time.
You made it seem like it's just another case number. The state didn't come in and say, yo, ask the female, do you want us to put your man on child support? She wouldn't put you on child support.
But you just said a majority of the time, women are immediately gone. All I'm saying is we focus on the negative
when does the child support claim start?
But when
what about start?
All right.
I feel what you're saying though, G.
We're focusing on the negatives, the woman and the man dirty, but yo, bro, take child support off the table, and I guarantee there will be a lot more women out here.
The structure, I feel what you're saying.
Fucked up.
The structure of the court
niggas wouldn't be taking care of their kids what's
the repercussions of that?
Or would they get jobs? You know what I'm saying? Or would they press a little harder? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they
would they have to grind to survive? Would they make smarter decisions?
Right. I see exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
And I know that sounds messed up, but it's like the child support system they can't have a bias in each situation because they're not in the household or know if you're a good father or not. So they can't make that judgment.
No, I get you.
So as a black man,
they can only take the information of Jasmine Jones came down and filed a child support claim.
That's it. And that's where it's
they can't say, all right, well, we're going to look into it and see, well, her baby father's a good father. We shouldn't. They can't do that. They can't do that. So it goes back to the female because we know a lot of, or if we're talking about bad situations with men, Why did you? We got shorties that's going back pressing for more child support when their man's paying the child support and spending time with his kids and giving extra bread outside of the child support.
We focus on those stories only, bro.
Nah, I'm not even saying that. I feel what you're saying when you said that. Because it's like sometimes some relationships just need the structure of the court system
because some niggas
to keep
just
niggas on the
bums,
up and up. Yeah, I got you.
What you want to put niggas in jail because they didn't pay child support?
Let me ask you this.
He's a bum father?
What's the solution? What's the solution? So as if say you had a bum homie that was a father, and you tell, all right, take him off child support, are you gonna go tell that nigga? Who's gonna hold him accountable to be a better father?
At the end of the day, child support is not holding him accountable. He's still not paying.
That's accountability.
He don't care. He's going.
It doesn't make sense.
A bum
he's
is
not
gonna
paying.
be a
It's
bum.
not paying.
So why lock him up?
Right, I see. I definitely see
A
what you're
bum
saying.
is gonna be a bum regardless if it's child support or not. Jeez, if I don't want to pay child support, it don't matter. I'm just gonna say fuck it. I'm not paying. I'll go to jail. Come home in 6 months. I won't pay.
Do you hear that? Do you hear yourself? You know what? I'd rather not get a job and be a bum instead of just, you know what?
A bum's gonna be a bum.
Let me just. Oh, so you're telling the shorties to step their game up, but you gonna tell this bum ass nigga to just be a bum? The shorty might be a bum.
Man, listen.
The shorty might be a bum. You telling the nigga?
Nah, relax. Listen to what we're saying. A bum's gonna be a bum. The shorty's gonna be forced to step up anyway.
Why ain't the nigga forced to step up too?
He is.
He's not. You're telling him the nigga is a bum as a bum. Accept it. Shorty, you need to just go your grind. No.
That's not what I'm
Yes,
saying.
that's exactly what y'all saying.
I'm just saying, irregardless if you're saying either way of the court system. I'm not saying which way you should go. I'm just telling you to live your life. But if you're telling me with the course, with the paperwork in place or not, they're not doing shit. Or with the paperwork in place or not, they're handling their job. Then what's the point of the paperwork? That's where I'm standing with it. Like that's like if they're doing what they need to do or not, what's the point of it? If you're not doing what they need to do or not, what's the point of it? You know what I'm saying?
I'll let y'all speak, but you see men in the rears for 50,000, 25,000, 30. That means them niggas ain't paying. So what's the point of the child support?
And
the
ain't
woman
never gonna
still has
catch up.
to step her game up. He ain't gonna pay that when you make sure. What's he gonna pay when the kids are 30? He's not gonna pay. She still has to step up.
Nigga make $12 an hour. How the fuck is he paying that?
Let's
be serious.
Let's say this happens. All right,
it is. That's a serious situation.
Because what people don't realize, what also happens when you don't pay child support. Let's take the jail part off the board. Jail's off the board with child support.
Right.
You don't go to jail no more, but you can't renew your license. You know what I mean? Your credit report may be trashed.
I agree more with
that's what I'm saying. Like that.
You can do that. Yeah.
All I'm asking, what's the resolution? Because you're telling
I
just
think
take the jail out of it.
take jail out of the equation. What's the
I think
solution?
jail should be taken out of it.
Just take jail out of it.
Because I can agree with that. Take jail.
Because I just don't want people playing with people's freedom, bro.
That's all I'm telling you.
So let that bum not go to jail, but he can't get a license, so he can't go out and drink. He can't go get his car. He can't drive.
I just don't want.
And that's gonna hold a nigga accountable. But you're saying the bum's gonna be a bum.
We're sitting up here. Look, we're sitting up here tonight talking about child support reform.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Take jail off the table. You heard it first.
You can't tell me that wouldn't be a beautiful thing. If all you did was just take off the jail time. I apologize.
No, you're fine. All I'm saying is that I've heard these stories and I don't have the solution. You know, this is gonna have to be a conversation. Like I said, we're gonna have to keep on coming back, coming back, and keep on talking about these things so what our organization knows is that it is a problem. So for the man that is trying, let's relieve him. So that's what we're doing. We're helping men and women pay their child support.
You said a key word that are what? That are trying.
That are trying. That's right, because we have a board. We have a board, and
come on, man.
And look, hey man,
so,
that's what a good nonprofit is for.
So what we're saying is that let's relieve this man. If they're taking half your check, let's make 2 or 3 payments for him so he can get 4 paychecks.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so he can catch up on his car payments, so he can pay his rent, so he can get ahead of the curve. So the thing is, I don't know all the stories. I don't know the answers. I'm hearing everything, and I hear stories all the time. Because that's my thing is, what is your story? And what I'm saying is with a story as ballsy as a gunner story, for me to come out and me to tell you, I'm saying, man, I want to hear it.
Right.
Because that's the only way we're going to solve these problems, bro, is if we talk about it, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And I just thought about this, and I don't mean to cut nobody off, and I just thought about this as we're talking about reform. Like, a big point is when what hit me was when you said they're taking half of these dudes' checks. And that's why niggas can't never get ahead. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Half their checks is gone. So what I was thinking when you said that, it was like, why can't child support be like an insurance where a father or a mother might just pay a premium, but they're getting taken care of? Huh?
Some people only want a couple hundred.
But how about
I'm just saying, like, in general, I'm just saying though, like, but keep it a bean, even if it's only a couple hundred, it's not benefiting the mother either. That little couple dollars ain't benefiting her. So why not give her a couple extra dollars more? You pay your premium.
Who are you to say that?
Huh?
Who are you to say that money ain't benefiting her?
Because you can dictate that by how many kids it is.
I don't give a fuck how much it is. If that $200, don't give me. Could you afford the extra $200 a month?
Yeah.
Could you afford the extra $200 a month? Given to you. Every month.
You're not hearing what I'm saying though. You're not hearing my solution.
What you're saying, bro.
My solution is you still pay your $200, but that's not dictating how much the finances of the insurance or the system is paying out to the child. You're paying your monthly premium, but I'm saying what is being dictated is about how many kids is in that woman's household and what is going to be needed for her because we don't know her financial situation. I feel like that's where it's still
what's being dictated is what the man makes. Let's keep it a bean.
Yeah.
We see some of these athletes and entertainers or rich folks that's getting hit on child support. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. So why don't we all just pay a premium where it goes into a pot and it gets distributed?
Some of these kids are getting $25,000 a week.
Basically, the court system needs to do more background information on the relationship because it's the lack of discrimination. They treat as I said, when I said docket number, when I say they don't care about the details behind it. They don't. They only see is the docket number, the name, your address, boom, boom. They don't care if you were a good father or a bad father.
They don't care about child support, period.
You're just a number, bro.
They're just third partying it.
Right.
And treating every situation the same because they don't care.
Can you just agree with me at once and just say some situations may need to be treated like that?
No, I 100% agree with that. Like, just for the structure purpose.
Just
it's needed because sometimes you need to be on niggas' ass.
He can't even say it. He's like,
no, I get you on that. Like, sometimes it's just needed.
I don't see it that way because, like I said, a bum gonna be a bum regardless.
Nah, it's not only. It's not even
you're
on
picking
that.
From a man's perspective.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying on that. Like, sometimes it's not even the fact that the dude's not doing what he needs to do. It's just a simple fact. Sometimes you gotta just be like, you know, the structure, the over. You know what I mean, like, it just gotta be there.
I'm saying what I'm saying. A bum.
All right, say what you said.
So basically, you know, we need finances, man. You know, you know, to help these men and these women, you know, that have these child support payments, man, and it's something that's dear on our heart. And so we're just trying to open up a whole separate account, you know, for that.
What you have in that, is there anywhere they can reach you if they want to give some type of donation or anything like that?
Yeah, you can go to the website. It's www.tellmeWhoMinistries.com. You can also see us on YouTube and just type in Tell Me Who Ministries on YouTube. You can also mail a check to P.O. Box 422, Grandview, Missouri. And that's 64030, and make it out to Men and Women United Ministries.
All right, that's dope.
And I'll make sure I put a memo of this up so they can see the information.
Yeah, please do that.
You know, show some support to Gunner, man. You know, we appreciated him tonight on the show.
This was by far one of my favorite episodes, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, man.
Yep.
I appreciate your time, brother, for sure.
Yeah. Anything else?
Hey, listen, y'all. Stop playing with us, man.
Actually, I got one, and I'm sorry, I have so much to say, but I just want you guys to know what our goals are. You know, our goal is to fight injustice from the beginning, and not after you've done life in prison or taken a plea bargain. We want to help with your bond, as well as helping you with your legal representation, not a court-appointed attorney that works for the system, and only offering coerced plea deals. That's our main goal, and it doesn't have to be a sex case. It can be. We seek injustice. We're fighting. We're looking for injustice. You know what I'm saying? And we need finances. We need other like-minded nonprofit organizations to join hands with us. We need churches to call us, man. We need support. If we're gonna do this, we got to unify, and it can be done.
Okay, there you go, man.
There it is, man.
Hey, listen, y'all stop playing and go subscribe, man. Stop playing, go like, subscribe, share. YouTube, IG. But we do appreciate all the love for sure, man.
Yeah, man, this
Definitely
is
got
a very
the
important
merch.
episode too, man. There's a lot of knowledge being dropped. Please make sure that y'all pay attention to what's being said. But just like that, Dollar Boys,
Take me out.